Welcome to the DealSense product tour. DealSense is for business buyers, sellers, and mid-market M&A intermediaries and brokers looking for a better way to perform a rigorous financial and economic analysis of merger and acquisition deals to support sound decision-making throughout the M&A process. And it's for those who don't want to deal with the hassles and inconsistencies of spreadsheets. The knowledge and theory embedded in DealSense will help you gain insight into financials, value acquisition candidates using accepted valuation methods, estimate purchase prices supported by the projected cash flows, structure transactions that make economic sense, evaluate results of consolidations and roll-ups, and produce reports needed in all phases of the M&A process to get approvals from important gatekeepers. You get all that in one complete system. Over the next several minutes, I'll give you a high-level overview and show you all the major parts of DealSense. To drill down and take a closer look in any area, schedule a personalized demo presentation or call for a consultation with one of our product experts who can help you determine if DealSense is right for you. So now we're looking at the main DealSense screen with the navigation menu on the left. All the major program sections are organized here in logical order, much like the chapters of a book. Each section builds on the previous section. This menu makes it easy to navigate and keep track of where you are in the program. If you've ever tried doing something similar in a spreadsheet, you know how easy it is to get lost scrolling through a long list of worksheets. The DealSense menu eliminates this headache and provides a better way to navigate. To get started, DealSense gives you an organized way to set up historic and projected financials. Now, you're probably more interested in the analytics, valuation, pricing, and ROI, so I'm not going to spend much time here. I'll just make a few quick points. DealSense gives you an easy way to set up year-end, trailing 12-month, and year-to-date or interim financials, and create up to 10 years of projections, both before and after the transaction. DealSense lets you import or enter historic financial statements, and it gives you a better way to make normalization adjustments that you can trace to the normalized financial statements. This is a much better way of recasting than just preparing a simple schedule of add-backs, because with normalized income statements and balance sheets, DealSense can calculate normalized free cash flows and use these normalized financials as the foundation for projections, valuation, pricing, and ROI. Using this core data, DealSense performs an in-depth analysis of the financials as part of your due diligence. These analytics help you spot trends, identify strengths and weaknesses, and give you insight into a business's operations. Use the results to help you make informed decisions when doing projections and in valuation and pricing. Analytics include traditional ratios and common size financials, along with metrics that measure sustainability and quality of earnings. These include Z-score, sustainable growth, and DuPont return on equity. And you can assess the business's competitive position by comparing it to the industry using optional integrations with RMA and Integra industry data. DealSense presents these analytics for all the different sets of financials. You'll get a picture of performance based on the reported financials, how the business could be based on the normalized financials, and based on the most current results using the trailing 12-month financials. Many of these analytics also appear in the projections and consolidations to help you evaluate post-deal sustainability. And DealSense lets you include these analytics in your reports to add substance and support to your valuations, acquisition proposals, and pitch books or SIMs. DealSense has a powerful projection engine. It prepares 2 sets of fully linked income statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements, and free cash flows. The first projection is for estimating future earnings and cash flows under existing ownership and management without any synergies, buyer-initiated changes, or the impact of deal terms and financing. This first set of projections drives the discounted cash flow valuation method, pricing, and initial ROI estimates. The second set of projections reflects the deal terms, financing, and growth assumptions and synergies under new ownership and management. The resulting post-deal free cash flows are the basis for the most all-inclusive estimates of deal ROI because these free cash flows reflect everything you've built into the deal. And DealSense gives you control panels to address commonly overlooked items such as depreciation, capital expenditures, the elements of working capital, and changes in interest-bearing debt, all of which affect projected free cash flows. With DealSense, you get two programs in one because DealSense includes MoneySoft Business Valuation Specialist, which is our practitioner-level valuation system. Now, the valuation section is entirely optional. You can skip it and jump ahead to the pricing and transaction structure. Or use this built-in valuation component and the related reports to complete formal valuations, calculation engagements, or more informal market price studies or price opinions. The income approach methods include discounted cash flow that uses projected cash flows, and capitalization of earnings, cap of excess earnings, and multiple of discretionary earnings that use historic normalized cash flows. Valuation methods in the market approach require market transaction data, and private company transactions can be hard to find. DealSense has optional market data integrations with BizComps for small business sale comps, and Done Deals and DealStats for larger comps. And you can also enter comparable transactions from any other data source. And then DealSense properly applies your selected multiples in the valuation calculations. All the valuation methods come together in the conclusions of value. DealSense includes a step-by-step approach to help you arrive at your conclusion. All the valuation methods work to the same level of value, which is an enterprise-level equity value, so you can compare them on an apples-to-apples basis. Payback metrics help you select methods, and then you can do a weighted average or select one best method. DealSense summarizes the selected and weighted methods and presents the median and mean for each to help you select your final value conclusion. You can also make adjustments for items like a control premium or a marketability discount at the enterprise level. If you ever need to value a fractional interest, DealSense lets you select a percentage or a specific number of shares to value. Apply any shareholder level adjustments, like a minority interest discount, to arrive at your final value, if you need to take it this far. Then the onboard financial report builder creates valuation reports that combine the numbers and valuation narrative. Reports range from formal valuation reports and calculations of value to more informal market price studies or price opinions. All reports are fully customizable in Word, and samples of these and other reports are available for download from the DealSense webpage. The next stage is the purchase price package. DealSense helps you develop a range of supportable purchase prices, allocate the price to purchased assets or stock, and set the transaction and financing terms, the whole package. In the valuation, you estimate value. The next step is to negotiate price. This guideline pricing tool helps buyers estimate the maximum price they can pay based on their ROI requirements. The max prices are based on the pre-acquisition free cash flow projections and do not consider the deal structure. That comes next. Rather, these max prices are estimates that help you establish a price ceiling before starting negotiations. On the sell side, intermediaries find this to be a great tool to help educate sellers about price from a buyer's perspective. Using just a few key assumptions about cash flow, exit from the investment, and debt, the tool solves for the maximum price supported by the projected free cash flows that a buyer can pay and still achieve their hurdle rate for ROI. DealSense presents the max price for two scenarios: buy now and sell later for a multiple of EBITDA, and buy now and hold into perpetuity. The first range of max prices is based on an all-cash deal. Include any debt financing, and the tool solves again for the max prices, now with debt in the deal. Use this information and the results of the earlier analytics to support your negotiating position. Then, after you specify a negotiated price, the scorecard instantly displays the price as a multiple of EBITDA and the estimated ROI for each scenario. This information tells you if the negotiated price you entered is supportable based on the projected cash flows. Once you select a purchase price, DealSense gives you one streamlined screen to set up the purchase price package. Allocate price to purchased assets or stock, and DealSense automatically calculates implied goodwill. Include the negotiated value of any covenants not to compete and other contracts, estimated transaction costs, and transaction financing details. Even include the terms of a contingent earnout if needed to sweeten the deal. The scorecard gives you real-time feedback and the ability to test different deal assumptions on the fly. Metrics include internal rate of return using both free cash flows and dividends or distributions, spread between IRR and the hurdle rate, present value, net present value, payback, and investment turns. In the post-deal projections, you'll create a financial blueprint to estimate future cash flows, returns, and risk after the deal. This transaction matrix is a control panel that gives you quick access to see all parts of the deal, projections, and resulting ROI and sustainability metrics, all in one place. The post-deal projection engine is driven by the purchase price, deal structure and costs, the buyer's operating assumptions and planned synergies, and the financing of the deal and financing of business operations. You have complete control over every line item in the income statements and balance sheets to develop thoughtful, forward-looking statements and post-deal free cash flows. Include seller financing as well as senior, junior, and mezzanine debt. And as additional deal incentives, you can make debt convertible into equity and attach stock options or warrants. Include equity financing with common stock, preferred stock, and convertible preferred. And DealSense measures ROI for up to 10 different equity investment groups. Each group can have a different level of investment, different exit year, and different number of shares at closing. Then DealSense calculates a separate internal rate of return for each group based on the cash flows they are projected to receive. Integrated financials and post-deal projected free cash flows drive the most refined estimates of ROI based on your fine-tuning of the deal. The post-deal ROI will help you determine if the deal makes economic sense as structured. This ROI summary gives you a complete picture of return on investment. Evaluate returns on both invested equity and on total invested capital, and under both buy-sell and buy-hold scenarios. If the ROI doesn't meet your requirements, fine-tune your assumptions about price, terms, and financing until it does. For those who want to look at consolidations and roll-ups, DealSense gives you a much better way than spreadsheets to consolidate the projected financials of an acquiring parent and a target company. The consolidation process factors in the transaction price, terms, financing, and all projection assumptions. You have the flexibility to make and document consolidation adjustments to the combined income statements and balance sheets as needed. The consolidated ratios and common size percentages will help you zero in on any potential risks and hotspots of the consolidated entity. Then DealSense shows you if the transaction is accretive or dilutive by comparing the consolidated earnings per share to the unconsolidated parent earnings per share. Everything comes together in the reports. DealSense includes a library of templates you can use to communicate results to clients, potential buyers, and important gatekeepers. Reports combine narrative and numbers to tell the story and are fully customizable to meet the needs of any engagement. Valuation reports include the formal valuation and calculation of value, and a less formal market price study or price opinion. Intermediaries will appreciate the automation in creating pitch books or SIMs and teaser reports, and the buy-side acquisition proposal, term sheet, and consolidation reports will help you get the approvals needed to move forward with a deal. Samples of all these reports are available on the DealSense webpage. I hope this overview gives you a good sense of the power of DealSense and how DealSense gives you a better way than spreadsheets and other software to evaluate M&A opportunities and support sound decision-making throughout the M&A process. Want to see more? Click the button on the webpage to schedule a demo where you can explore DealSense in more depth and determine if DealSense is right for you. Already convinced? Go ahead and subscribe online to get started right away. Subscribing online is easy and risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Or call for a consultation with one of our knowledgeable product experts. Thanks for watching.